Good morning, folks. This is Deb Delapiana, and this is your short take. So today, the first thing I'd like to do is remind everybody that this is the second anniversary of the most infamous day in American history. 2 years ago today, Donald Trump and his merry band of fascists, the Matt Gaetzes of the world, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Jim Jordan, Ron Johnson, various groups allied to their cause, the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, enablers like Mark Meadows, Rudy Giuliani, and a whole cast of characters attempted to overthrow the U.S. government. Period. End of story. And I'd like to also remind everybody that these fascists and insurrectionists remain in office in great numbers. I believe it's somewhere around, 175 of them at this point. Because let's make no bones about this. People who are Republicans who maybe did not participate, but who remain silent about all of this, are all complicit in this. Those who just merely voted to overturn Joe Biden's election are all complicit in this. Okay, they all participated at various levels. Now, some of those people may never be able to be charged criminally, but that doesn't mean that their intentions aren't along the lines of the ones who actually did the deed. Okay, it's as simple as that. You can be an accessory before and after the fact. Kevin McCarthy is an accessory after the fact, because after he showed his disgust on January 6th, he managed to get out to Mar-a-Lago within days of that event and kiss Donald Trump's ring and hand the party to him. And we're seeing the results of that right now in the election of the speaker. This is not a normal process, okay? We are on our 11th vote as of yesterday. Today we start the 12th. Somewhere around noontime, I believe they will return to the Capitol building. Yesterday, Hakeem Jeffries, a Democrat, I believe was still at 212. Kevin McCarthy is only at 200. And this whole process is being driven by 20 far-right Republicans, okay? They don't want Kevin McCarthy because he's not radical enough for them. They prefer like an Andy Biggs or someone who is totally and completely in Donald Trump's, aura. Yesterday, Matt Gaetz nominated Donald Trump for Speaker of the House. It's the only vote that Donald Trump got. But the fact of the matter is, anybody who can bring up a man who tried to literally overthrow the government to become Speaker of the House speaks volumes. So, what does this all mean? The government is totally dysfunctional thanks to the Republican Party. Okay, we can't do a thing. Nothing can be done in Congress without a speaker. Okay, there are no bills that can be voted on. We have to discuss the debt ceiling. We have to discuss the funding for the government. When this particular omnibus bill was passed, we knew it was going to end at some point at the end of this year. With the way this government is right now, with the Republicans in control of the House, you can bet that that's going to be a very long and disgusting process. I can promise you that. And again, if the rest of the GOP, if there were actually reasonable members of the GOP still existing on the rolls, you could find 6 who would cross the aisle and vote for Hakeem Jeffries. If they really cared about the American people, and if they really cared about democracy, they would actually do that. That would be their job. Just as, Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger gave up their freaking careers to do the right thing and participate in the January 6th committee when all the rest of the Republicans refused. So let's go here. Kevin McCarthy, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, agreed to concessions from the far right. One of the concessions he agreed to was to gut the ethics committee the Congressional Oversight, the Ethics Committee, the committee that would investigate those that the J6 committee referred to the Ethics Committee for not honoring their subpoenas. The Ethics Committee, which would, take a look at someone like a George Santos. So in other words, Kevin McCarthy got the Ethics Committee and allowed the Republicans, the very people who are holding him hostage, to run amok with no oversight. That is totally fucking unacceptable on every possible level. On every level. And that still was not enough to get them to vote for him. Now, Matt Gaetz, who 2 days ago said he wouldn't care if a Democrat became the Speaker of the House, threatened today to resign from the House if the Democrats and the Republicans cut a deal to put a moderate Republican in. That's a very different statement than what he said 2 days ago, which means that if there's you need any proof that you can't trust any of these people, that would be one right there. Allie Alexander is threatening Marjorie Taylor Greene with exposing her for a crime that she committed for her position on the speakership, because she is supporting Kevin McCarthy. She's only supporting Kevin McCarthy because she knew that Donald Trump endorsed McCarthy. Of course, he has now said he's not sure he will continue to, but that doesn't matter because Marjorie Taylor Greene cares about one thing. She really does believe that she's going to be Donald Trump's running mate. But there's this other person who stands in her way, and she doesn't even understand that yet, and her name is Carrie Lake. Could it be one? Could it be the other? Really doesn't much matter. The both of them are disaster twins, and they are fascists, just as Donald Trump is. I want to remind everybody here, I don't know what today's going to bring. I keep reading stories that there's deals in the works, blah, 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 blah. I don't really know. We won't know until it actually starts up again. I trust nothing that's out there at this point. But one thing I would also like to remind everybody of is the Republicans have spent literally years attacking the Squad for being too far radical. I think that the Republicans have proven that the Squad is actually quite reasonable. The Squad is pushing the Democratic Party further to the left, something I completely support, because that pushing the party completely to the left will result in things like, paid sick leave for all. We have people in this country who don't even have one sick day. I'm one of them. If I'm sick with COVID, I'm out for 5 days with no pay. Okay? Family leave. We're the only freaking country that does not offer paid family leave for new mothers and fathers. It will result in expanding Social Security. It will result in more health care for more people. And I am in favor of all of that. But I think we have seen that the Squad can unite with the rest of the Democratic Party for the people's good. And they have done it time and time again while they are pushing people to the right. And really, the Squad, led by Premier Jayapal, has managed to push Joe Biden further to the left. And they say it has been great watching him evolve. This is how it's done. It's not done the way you're looking at it right now in the Republican Party. Moving the Republicans further to the right results in fascism. Plain and simple. It's time for people to wake up here. It's time for people to understand that 2024 is coming and 52 won't do. That's our new slogan. 52% of registered Democrats voting is unacceptable. These people need to be purged from the government. We are the people that can get it done quicker than anybody else. Wake up. Let's get it done. And that will involve everybody getting off their ass and moving. I'll talk to you all later.